Hey, Brandon.
How's it going, Lukey? Thanks for
Good.
having me.
I guess we are here to enjoying some coffee, talking about wood career experience.
Yeah. I know you're a recent graduate. You did a master's in surface science. That's good to have a mentor because I'm just starting mine. So yeah, I'm happy to talk to you about some of the direction of career-wise and also industry-wise where our market's going these days.
Yeah, that sounds quite exciting. So, um, let's not talk about me. Let's talk
Yeah.
about you. So, can you tell me more about your master thesis project on timber engineering? I heard this is like quite an exciting field to go into right now because all the tall buildings going around at BC, and then there's many great buildings at UBC such as the Brock Commons, the 18 floors, student residence. Can
Yeah.
you maybe elaborate more on that?
Yeah, I mean these are exciting times. Engineered wood products and mass timber is really growing and is kind of a hot topic in the forestry industry for the past 5 years. But actually, it's been around for decades in Europe, and finally, it's entering the market in Canada. And in North America, I think industry is starting to realize how beneficial it is to use mass timber in construction. So that's kind of where my master's is getting guided towards. I'm trying to use robotics, such as robotic arms or CNC machinery to manufacture components for tall wood buildings to allow easier on-site assembly or a quicker method of transport or just the ease of building with this material.
So would you categorize that into like prefab? Would you say this is like kind of like a direction that you kind of head into, kind of like optimizing the process with different machines available?
Yeah, so timber engineering is obviously just a blanket term for everything that goes on inside the industry. My focus, yeah, will be in robotics, whether it's prefab or just research into seismic stability. That I haven't determined yet. It really depends on what I work out with my supervisor, and something that I feel like will be of value, say in 5 years' time when I complete my master's, because the way things are growing, it's almost like I like to compare it almost to the tech industry, because every month, every 6 months, we're getting huge developments, and I don't want to be studying something that might not be relevant in 5 years' time. So that's always a key balance between what I'm seeing in my day job in the industry happening, and also what I want to study for the duration of the 5 years.
Oh, that's great. So I guess like what are some of the marketing points for timber engineering or mass timber buildings? Would you say it's like, I guess like the ease of assembly and then also the environmental impact, like the carbon sequestration? Would you say that's the kind of the one, well, I guess two of the main selling point for timber engineering within BC?
Yeah, I feel like those keywords like carbon sequestration and net zero, that kind of stuff is already well known within the industry. I think where this robotics and incorporating less manual labor into the process is going is that it helps you make products off-site. So it requires less hazards, less safety concerns, and it's just quicker, and you can get to more remote places if you have everything off-site. And like the right now how homes are built is just stick and frame, and what that means is you're having a bunch of lumber 2x4s on site, and it could be raining 8 months of the year here in Vancouver, and you have a bunch of laborers literally nailing pieces of wood together to create the frame of the house. And where the industry is going with robotics is that you can have these panels or have the flooring or have the wall systems, including all the plumbing, all the electric, windows, everything built off-site and transported to the location and have it built right away with 5 people, and it will be of a better quality than how it's built traditionally.
Well, from what you said, I guess this is a great industry to head into, and then there will be a lot of players come into the timber engineering.
Yeah.
I know that you went on a trip recently to different mass timber engineer manufacturer. Could you elaborate more on that? Like kind of like what are the key players within BC, and then what you see, how they differ from each other? Are they kind of like integrated from sawmill to mass timber, or they just solely a mass timber and then doing prefab?
Yeah, there are a lot of players in this arena with that are getting into mass timber or getting into prefab homes. The ones we saw were a different range. There are really good ones that actually own their supply source, so that eliminates some of the variation that you would get when you order or stacks of lumber from the sawmill. Something's not up to spec, then you have to send it back or have to process it after. But then there are companies like Kalesnikoff in Castlegar, who owns their own land and is producing the material off of their own sawmill specifically to be built into mass timber panels. So that eliminates added costs along the way, transport delays, a lot of specification or communication time. And I think it's only a matter of time before the bigger sawmills, such as the Canfors or the Western Forest Products, those guys realize that they can also do this and be competitive, because that's the way the market's going.
Oh, that's great. Seems like the industry is ready, but
Yeah.
I guess now we switch topic a little bit, talk about academics. So
Yeah.
I know doing a master could be quite difficult. There's a lot of collaboration. From what you see right now, I guess COP is one of the main supporter. Also, I guess your research group. Aside from that, what kind of like groups that you want to kind of like collaborate with, like with engineering or like architecture? What are some of the direction in academic that you can see?
Yeah. So the way the Center for Advanced Wood Processing is going is we're expanding into the mass timber cluster, where we have a lot of funding to hire new professors and staff in the area where we can research into, for example, flammability of mass timber, seismic qualities, and that's something that we are kind of lacking right now. And within the next 2-3 years, it's all been approved, and I see our facility expanding quite a lot into that area.
That's a lot of information from you, Brandon. I guess I have to do a little bit more research myself and then maybe ask you a second round question in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.